Hello there everybody, this is Krista and welcome back to the Krista Chronicles, and today we are walking through a very brand new deck out from MJ Cullinane. This is the Unfinished Business Tarot. I'm so excited about this one. I feel like I've been just following along her artwork for so long. So I pre-ordered this. She's been doing her decks lately as kind of purely pre-orders, it seems. I don't know that she orders extra stock, but there's always the chance that she will do another pre-order. She just did that for the Raven's Dream. So I wanted to show this because I'm excited about it. And yeah, so if you're interested in this by the end, I'll put her website and stuff down below to kind of like stay up to date of if that's happening or if there are extra copies. I have no idea. But yes, so that said, other disclaimer is that it's called the Ghostly Tarot. This is a deck very much based around death. It displays stories around death, people dying. So if that is something that you have any sort of hard time with, maybe this isn't for you and watching this walkthrough isn't for you. I'm trying to think of some kind of specific trigger warnings. There are some, I wouldn't say images shown, but there are some themes around things like infant death, child death. So that to say, medical field things. If any of that is kind of, something you don't want to see, maybe skip this one. I just want to put that disclaimer out there before we get started, because this is one that I did a quick flip through beforehand because I just was kind of thinking there could be topics like that, so I just wanted to let you all know before, so you knew what you were getting into. Anyways, let's get started. So we got a nice two-piece box. Let's slow down and take a look at that. Look at these calla lilies here. And these look like poppies, which is such a cool symbol with that death theme. May these spirits serve you well. So if you have any other of the MJ Cullinane decks, it is in a very similar two-piece box, but the cardstock is different, which is so exciting. It was kind of a slippy, I wouldn't say it was shiny, but smooth finish, which I really enjoyed, but it was very, very slidey. This has a slight rose petal, not to the point where it sticks, but to the point where it's not slidey. It's like the perfect texture, in my opinion, anyway. We get a really, really extensive guidebook. Each card, majors and minors, has around 2 pages, and that's because each of these cards tells the story of a ghostly figure, and sometimes it goes into about the death, sometimes we're just looking at what is already a ghost, kind of depends. So that's the theme of this deck. Here is the backs. So beautiful. I really like how I feel like the backs of MJ's decks all kind of go together, which I love. Starting with the Fool. I just think this is so beautiful. We've got this ghostly bride here, which is such an interesting thing when we're looking at the idea of the Fool and the Fool's journey. It makes me think of, oh my gosh, Rachel from Friends, the first episode of Friends, when Rachel shows up in the coffee shop, running away from her own wedding. What Fool energy that is, because it's completely starting this new adventure, stepping into the unknown. So cool. So I love that as the Fool. The Magician. I've got a ghost cook here. I love using a chef as the magician. I kind of like seeing this sort of thing either as a magician or as the Temperance card. The idea of kind of alchemizing, bringing something new about. I like that a lot. The High Priestess. I mean, so beautiful. I don't have all of MJ's decks. I would love to have indie copies of all of her decks. I think that'd be so awesome. But I love the ones I have. There's just something so unique about them. And I think this is one that would be really interesting to use kind of oracle style, because we get this whole story behind each of the cards. It's like, it really gives you a character. The Empress. So here is our first instance, and this I started filming this initially as an unboxing and got to this card and was like, oh, okay, like I need to have some like trigger warning disclaimers. So I went through the rest of the deck to see if there was anything else that came up, but a very heavy image we have here. It clearly is or it seems to be a mother who died in childbirth, I'm assuming, because we have the baby back here. Really interesting as the Empress card, though. Clearly, I mean, to me at least, how I haven't gotten really into the guidebook, but how I'm perceiving is this deck is going to be a bit of like a darker theme, since we're dealing entirely with the theme of death, which, I don't know, I think it's really going to be interesting to have this tool to directly explore that. The Emperor, I really like how the Emperor is almost this kind of Hierophant type figure, right? I think that's really interesting. And then we've got the Hierophant. Really cool. Kind of like Puritan-esque ghost. And look at the Water Serpent. That's so cool. I can't wait to look into that card. This one really intrigues me. The Lovers. Wow, look at the roses with the kind of thinking about like these thorns building this barrier. Really interesting. I just feel like this theme brings out such an interesting dynamic in each of the cards. It's kind of like we are viewing all of the other cards through the lens of the Death card. That's just how it feels to me so far. We've got the Chariot. Look at this kitty. So cute. Strength, that is... I mean, most of these are heavy images, but I mean, wow. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. I love this. What I also like about this deck is it seems to mix kind of a bit of a magical world with a more sort of modern well, not always modern, but like a very earthly human experience type world, which usually I don't like when that happens in decks, but because we are looking at this idea of death, it's almost like where ghosts meet afterlife in a way, which I think is neat. Justice. The Hanged Man. Look at this. Like either a wolf or coyote. Interesting. The Death card. I like how it's almost like an angel of death, and it's reminiscent of the Death card in the Forhaxa Tarot, which I really like. The idea that there could be a tie-in there. Because we've got this angel of death in this very like modern cityscape. Again, it's like this tying together of a magical and more like down-to-earth world. I almost feel like, ooh, it's almost like an in-between between Forhaxa and Guardians of the Night? I don't know. I think it'd be cool to use all those decks together. Temperance. I love that. The Devil. Makes sense. The Tower. Look at that. I like this water tower. And all the sunflowers. I mean, so interesting. The Star. I love the elephants here. The Moon. you looking at in the background there? It's interesting, right? Like a reflection, but of what? I'm gonna have to look at that one more. The sun is so pretty. Judgment. Ooh. Wow. And the world. I love that. That is so cool. Alright, we're starting with our Ace of Wands here. I like keep it that the aces, or at least what I'm remembering, kind of keep it a bit classic. But I like the skeleton hand. I think that's neat. Two of Wands. Cool. Three. The four. I love that card. Doesn't that just bring you joy? A roller disco. I want to go to a roller disco so bad. I don't think I'd be good necessarily at roller skating currently. In my head, I can do it. But I don't know if that's actually true. But it'd be so fun. Five of Wands. Ooh, the Six of Wands. It says homecoming on here, so it's a homecoming queen. Ooh, that is so interesting, because it's like this thing of, obviously she's proud of herself. When you think of homecoming queen, usually I'm thinking like high school young lady winning homecoming queen. And when you're at that age, it feels like that is the pinnacle of what you can achieve. But thinking about the Six of Wands as being that midpoint in the suit, it's like you're only halfway there of like, you have this achievement, but there's still more you can do. And I don't know anything about like the story in the card, but just right away it's like the idea of that homecoming queen of when you're a teenager, it's like stuff like that feels like it. And then as soon as you get beyond that, it's like, oh no, this is so much more beyond that. I just think that's interesting. Seven of Wands. Eight. Very classic. I'm intrigued by what's going on here, though. Nine of Wands. That's such a good image. The 10. Oh, this is one, too, that just, like, hits you right in the heart, right? Of this just, like, total overburdening. We've got our Page. The Knight. How cool is that? I really like this one, too. Queen. See, look, it's like this mixing of magical and down to earth, because like at first looking at it, it's like, oh, it's a fairy, but then you look closer and it's a performer. So probably she's wearing a costume, but like maybe not. Who knows? Oh, look at that King of Wands card. I really like that. I like the just diversity in every direction we're getting. I feel like there's definitely some good cultural diversity, age diversity. I'm feeling like there's been some body diversity, but I'm gonna pay attention to that now because I haven't really been necessarily paying attention. Ace of Cups. Love it. The 2. So sweet. 3 of Cups. Don't you love this idea of it's like these 3 women together, almost like as if they're doing a ritual to kind of reach out to those who have passed. It's making me think like, oh, is this like a Samhain night or something? Because then you see in the mist these figures that I assume are the ghosts. Really cool. 4 of Cups. Eek. Maybe this is where I stopped looking. Did I look through the whole deck? Now I'm kind of like, oh, did I? Because I don't remember that. Wow, that's heavy for sure. I think I just missed that one. 5 of Cups. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Interesting. We've got that Hollywood sign and this person kind of with their bags. It's almost like wanting to fulfill all these dreams. And what's like going... Interesting. There's something kind of going through. I'm not really sure what. 8 of Cups. 9. That is just fabulous. I love this ghost. That dress is amazing. The 10 of Cups. I think this is so great. I don't know if it's picking it up on camera, but all of these pictures are connected by these like red lines that almost seem like veins. It's really cool, and they're connected to the hearts of these people here. Page of Cups. Knight. Queen. Oh, look at that. The ghost of this woman here. Oh, look at her kitty too. I love that. Oh, I love this pair. That is so cool. I don't think the other one was a pair, but now I want to know. I think that'd be really cool if that got carried through, honestly. But clearly in this cup suit, we kind of end up in this house of, well, maybe not necessarily. Okay, let's see. No, they're not really a pair. The Queen and King. Oh, are they? Oh my gosh, because look at the fire here. It's like he's filming her performance. Whoa, that's so fun. I like that a lot. That we're getting pairs. And look at that. That is so cool. I love that. Ace of Swords. 2 of Swords. Ooh. Spooky. 3. Eek. Ouchie. 4 of Swords. How beautiful is that? This treehouse. Oh, I love that. 5 of Swords. Interesting. What am I looking at here? It seems to be like a wealthy, I don't know if it's picking it up, but in the background you can kind of see all these factories and tall buildings. It's almost this thing of like a really wealthy man and maybe going into that 5 of Swords of like coming about that wealth in not the best way is what I'm thinking. Oh, beautiful 6 of Swords. 7. Yikes. 8 of Swords. Really interesting. It's like the swords have created this cage. I like how her arms are kind of out as if she's trying to fly in some way. Interesting. 9 of Swords. And 10. I mean, very classic. Gotta give it that. We've got the Page of Swords. Oh, that's cool. The Knight. Wow. interesting. Ooh, the queen. I'm so excited to see if this is a pair. Yeah, pair, it's a pair. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. I don't know, I can't think off the top of my head if I've had a deck so far that like really makes them a pair. Maybe like Pagan Otherworlds, but I don't know. This is like really cool and intentional. My favorite suit and starting off strong. I love that. Look at all the red clover. And the animals. Yes. 2 of Pentacles. What am I looking at? Acrobats. Neat. 3 of Pentacles. Now what am I looking at? I don't know. What am I seeing here? Unsure. We'll have to look into that. Beautiful. Look at that 4 of Pentacles. Wow. 5. Oh, that's interesting. Look at how it's like we've got this mist coming off of him, almost like this thing of being close to death in some way. 6 of Pentacles. Ugh. 7. Again, we've got that mist coming off again. What's that about? I want to know. Almost an interesting thing of like, because it almost seems a bit 8 of Pentacles-ish, where he's clearly built this furniture. It's almost a thing of like, maybe in this man's lifetime, the one who created these chairs, it's like his hard work wasn't necessarily sort of like cherished in some way, but then it's like these ancestral pieces he's made almost. 8 of Pentacles. I love that. That's really cool. The 9. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to explore like what this kind of like, in the Pentacle suit, it's like this fading away is so interesting. The 10, look at that. I love that. Page. Knight. Interesting. Queen, I love that. Yeah! Oh my gosh. This might be my favorite, actually. I think that's so cool. The Queen and the King. I love that. Now, I think this is going to be the most beautiful shuffle. Should we shuffle it now? I think we should. I think we should. Just to show how nicely. Oh, that's so good. Okay. So, let me know what you think. I'm really excited about it. Again, it's definitely a heavier subject. I could see this not necessarily being for everyone, but I'm really excited to work with it. I think it's got a really cool theme. I love the artwork as usual. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'm curious. But other than that, that's all I got for you today. So, I'll see you again very soon.